All right. Welcome back to another episode of the not more, the Soapbox Social. I guess I'm rusty. I don't know, but it's your boy Chef
That's
Boy
all right.
Basquiat, and I'm here with
Keith, Keith sure day.
uh anyways. So last week, because I was out and it was coincidental, but it was in my mind, but I was out when we were
Mm,
supposed to do our last episode, and I guess I don't be paying attention to things. So, school's back in session or whatever. Not, college is a thing. And I was just thinking about like the time around like my college experience and going to college and like everything that I experienced within, you know, doing that.
mm-hmm.
And I was just like, dang, I wonder if it would have been like not as much of me shutting down in school if I would have understood like the fact of like having to rediscover yourself in a new environment. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, it
So
does.
I was just sitting there, and this was before like I knew that we wasn't doing it last week. I was just like, dang, this would be cool to talk about, just to see like um differences that you noticed while both of your children went on their own separate journeys within going to school, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, and what that looked like, and what you either did different or thought about doing different, or information that you, or small things that you wish you would have said. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or
Yeah. Or did or done different. I get
yeah,
it. Well, that's also a good topic. I got to throw that in there. But yeah, just to say something like when the week started. I think this was like the beginning of either last week or this past week. It even surprised me because I'm just like, okay, I didn't see as many kids as over the summer out. But when school started, I'm like, wow, I didn't know these, was this many children in the neighborhoods and stuff, as I pass through and or either leave from home or go to work. But yeah, so the thing about like I'm gonna just start with you since you were my first to go off to college and that experience was just so that was just like a warming experience because of the hard work and then you being having options. I'm gonna slow down. You having options to choose on which college you wanted to go to, with your football scholarship, I should say it like that, like a football offer for colleges. And when we were preparing you, once you finally chose, and then you graduated high school, we were preparing you for college. You and a good old friend of mine. Uh, it was like, yeah, we were scrambling, meaning making sure you try to have everything, and even though you was probably already ready to go, regardless of what you had or not, when you was ready to go. But but I just wish, I would have been more financially prepared, if I should say that.
mm,
But as always, God always seems to find a way to make anything happen, and He did that. Even regarding to how you got to college, how we took that drive. That was kind of good, And shout out to my old friend because he was a very helpful person in that process too. So, but yeah, it was just like to me, it felt like it was a rush because, like I said again, I used to be that last minute chop 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 type person. But when it was time to release you, I was in my emotions, but I didn't really want to show the emotions because I wanted, like I always say, I want y'all to be independent without me. You know what I'm saying? So, but you showed strength and your integrity was great. You know how to just blend in with just about anybody, as far as not so much blend in, but be yourself around anybody. And it kind of made me feel warm or whatnot. But like I said, that road ride back was like, woo. But like I said again, you showed me the ropes. Like you had this just confidence, chest out confidence. And it, like I said, it made me feel better to know that you were going to be okay, and you had, some friends that were there with you that kind of probably made me feel like, okay, he's gonna be okay. He got a couple of he'll be in good hands, of course, with the good Lord. But as far as you having other people surrounded you, it kind of felt good without just being there and not knowing a soul and having to re-meet newer people, which is good also. But like I said again, that's what made me feel comfortable. And then with your sister, that was a whole different ball game because both of y'all both require different things, and it was just like, she was ready. She did what she, was going to school for nursing, and and you took a ride with us there. So I want to thank you for that. Because that was a struggle. Power steer went out, and guys still made sure that we went there, even though I had to make these turns like I was bending Cadillac turns. But we made it there, car packed full of everything, and got her set up. And like I said again, y'all both showed me like the confidence and strength that y'all had to at least take that journey. Like a lot of
Mm.
kids aren't able to take that journey, or don't choose to take the journey. But I was just happy to see both of my kids be able to experience those moments, and I was there to experience it with y'all. Just to sum it all up, I could say a lot more, but I'll be blah 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 blah. But I don't want to do that.
No, I guess I don't know. So I guess what I was getting at is just like the start of like getting to school. Yeah, getting to like when you first get there, it's exciting. Like the whole everything
Hmm.
of college is exciting.
Hmm.
I think if people were to explain like the business and the structure of like college, I
Hmm.
think a lot less people would go.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like granted I was excited. Um I would say probably like because I had went up there a week or so right before school.
Hmm.
No, I went up there for about like 2 weeks before school. So, before I like going around like having to go to classes and all that, it's just football for those first few weeks or whatever. So
Hmm.
then getting there, making sure you got all the classes that you're supposed to get, XYZ, that's the easy part.
Hmm.
But the system of like really preparing your mind when you haven't had the groundwork laid out as far
Yeah.
as like um just blocking off your days. Like I know my schedule. They weren't listening when I was like, yeah, dog, I got football practice at XYZ when I was going to get my classes.
Hmm.
Because I think I had like a class that was just like I had a class that ran over into noon, so I missed lunch. And then right after that, I had a class that stretched all the way up to like practice. So I had to run from that class all the way back to the dorm, all the way to the practice field. So I was just like basically being late every day. So I'm just like, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah.
So it's like finding a healthy routine for yourself within like that's the thing I was talking about. Like just finding a healthy routine within like the extra things that you either do if you aren't just a full-time student.
Hmm.
Um finding a healthy social circle that allows you to continuously discover yourself and also a support system.
Hmm.
I feel like that was the hugest thing that I just wasn't rocking with in school because of course it's just like we only here for a little time. That's how my mind was, of course.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's all I was talking about with that topic.
Hmm. Well, even with that, when, say for instance, you also got to speak about all the responsibilities that take up on a college student too. without that other support system, because there's all kinds of support groups, but the support system, as far as okay, it's going through changes. I see my funds are getting low. I see my food's getting low. So we got to kind of, I can go to the cafeteria, but I can only be there at this time. Like you said, just like the scheduling and
Yeah.
responsibility type things, though. But yeah, that's just a lot to look at. It's just like preparation, I guess, is key. But I don't know how much of the preparedness it would actually be, because there's always something that comes up, regardless of it could be a change in anything. So you can
Yeah.
be
Nah.
prepared as you want, but I guess finances will take care of everything. But so I guess be prepared in a big financial way for emergency purposes, changes, or anything when it comes to college, going to college, and having the
Yeah.
support system. But yeah, that's something, I did, like I say, everything's moving so quick for me to where, just like yesterday, I'm watching football. Like, dang, we're already in football season. Like it's just like everything is just doing like this. And now I'm just
Mm-hmm.
really excited that I got over that hump, and like I said, I love the experience of both of you all. Being able to have the opportunity, but it's just like, will I do it again? And I know I will, because I have two grandsons. So but I have time. You know what I'm saying? So, woo, I just got to be prepared too as a grandmother. So, yeah. Now,
Mm-hmm. So off
will
of
you
that,
ever go back to? Will you ever want to go back to college, or get another, like a college degree, or?
people ask me this a lot. So the way I look at it is no, because if I'm gonna pay you all this money, I want you to teach me the things that I want to be taught, and not you being like, oh well, based off of what this curriculum says, we have to walk you through these processes. No, teach me these things that I want to know,
So
and
what if
they're not doing
what
that.
what if it's like a trade or apprenticeship or something? Would you do something like that, since you want to be like?
A trade is different because they're gonna teach you everything that you need to know for that specific thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
What
like
about
for
a trade?
example,
Uh-huh.
when I was at school and I went for business and I was doing my minor in accounting,
Mhm.
um, accounting was cool. Like I enjoyed my accounting class because they taught you, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Until I was just sitting there looking like, all right, why ain't y'all teaching me accounting on basically running my own books? Like, why am I running a corporation's books? Like, I don't desire to work for a corporation when I'm doing my accounting.
Mhm.
And they were like, oh yeah, that comes in like year two, and I'm like, but that ain't what I want, right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's one thing. And then with business was cool. I should have
Mhm.
switched to a different variation of business. And then yeah, I just hate the step by step thing because it's just like
Mhm.
I just hate that. I don't know.
The step by step. So
So
you
the short answer is no, because they ain't gonna never teach me exactly what I want to like learn. Um. So yeah,
okay.
but now, so I was gonna get into how have you been basically all week and last week since we spotingly talked.
Last week, let's just start with last week. Last week, it was good. It was a good week. This past week was a good week. Well, the last 2 weeks was good weeks. Um, During those 2 weeks, it was like, I don't know, like hearing things that kind of change your emotions when it comes to others, and what they're going through and experiencing, and then also just I always speak about the unexpected blessings, because that mean I'm doing something right, and I give all the glory to God with that happening. It's just like, I just be rolling with whatever comes my way, and also try to uplift others in between. I should say it like that because never know what nobody's going through, especially people that really don't have anyone in their support system. And if they are, they're far, they're not near, or something probably happened along the lines to where they're just not dealing with people, and it's just like them. But I'm just happy to be of service, be of service to others, and they give me the gratitude, but I give all the gratitude to God because if it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't, have the strength that I have to put to the service. I should just say, but yeah, it's just like I heard some, and I'm gonna call it devastating news because, like I say, I get so close to people that are in my grasp that really appreciate me and I appreciate them. And to hear news, it's just like, no, like, but prayers is good, prayers work, and God's in control of whatever the outcome is gonna be. I'm not gonna just break it down too much because I don't want to get emotional, but yeah, it was a good week. It's just that I have my eyes and ears and my heart open to what have come my way. And what about you, sir?
Last week, last week was cool for me. Leading into the weekend. Last week was cool leading into the weekend for me. I'll say that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then I don't know what switched. Truth be told, I don't know what switched. But ever since then, it just feel like I don't know. It just feel like I've been at a wrestle with like myself and fighting against either being depressed or like beating up on myself to where like you know I haven't been talking, so I haven't been communicating with you, so I haven't been talking. Um,
Hmm.
because even if I do like start to communicate, I'll be cool, and then like after a small burst of it, it'd be like I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
And of course, to the people that I'm talking to, they're like, what's switching that, or what's wrong with him? It's just like
Hmm.
I'm just turned off to it. So either it'll end abruptly, or it'll seem like I'm being rude,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So that's literally what
Excuse me.
Monday to now has been. And granted, I forgot. So I had went to the gym one day and was like, I was real good. I went to the gym and I was like, all right, I feel good. And I had
Hmm.
left at 8 and I had went to Chipotle and I'm like, dang, all right, what did switch from me leaving the gym feeling good to eating? And I'm
Hmm.
just like, I was like, I know the hormones in the food ain't this crazy because if it is, then I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm about to be eating
Hmm.
because I already wrestle with myself as is. So when I'm feeling good, I don't need food to throw me off like
Hmm.
emotionally, right?
Hmm.
So it's been trying to figure out and calibrate that, then slowly getting back into socializing. But then when I do socialize, it's just like, all right, I don't know what side of my socializing self I want to be. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, I do. So, okay, with you saying that, like I just had this experience last night with a lady, and she was telling me that she was depressed, and I was like, well, I try to ask because I want people to feel like they can communicate with me, and in case they're not able to communicate with nobody else. And then she didn't have to share it, but it's just like she's people get tired of certain things or tired of sitting in one spot, things not moving the way they want it to move, just for example. And it's just like, even when you are in a depressed state, it's like, don't stay there because it begins to
Not
wear on you. You can't
so it
you
ain't
can't
even stand.
you can't cut people off either, because now if you want to cut people off, that means it's something that's telling you something. But as far
It
as
ain't
you can't.
even. It ain't even staying in a depressed state. It feel like honestly, it feel like I've been fighting like not falling into depression for a minute. It's just that
Hmm.
I've been handling it well.
Hmm.
So um I don't know. I've tried to sit down and think about like what is either racking my brain or throwing my emotions off.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't located it. But so it'll be times where I like make it through the day and I'm going to sleep. I'm like, all right, I'm cool, I'm good. Wake up the next day and it's just like I'm not feeling it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's not it. And it's not, oh, I'm not feeling it as far as like going out or nothing. It's just like I don't feel like talking to nobody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, I just, my best advice at this moment, because we all fighting. When you say fight with yourself, it can be just like certain demons that you might be fighting. And with that being said, it's just like you got to shut out some things. Not meaning shut off people, but you just got to shut out some things sometimes so you can go within you. Because you said you haven't figured it out yet, so you got to go within you. See what you can discover. What's really the issue. I'm not saying that you just got to go seek some help because you ain't going crazy. You ain't going off on nobody.
Nah.
So it's just the
So
same thing. Listen, it's just the same thing. Like you can wake up and be tired and be like, it be days like that. Trust me. But it's just like, no, you be grateful for what you have going on. Like when you look at the things, when you outweigh the things, put your depression aside or your stressing aside and look at the things that you have in front of you, you'll have a different outlook on just life in general because some people can be in worse of like I've always say this. Some people if I think I'm in a worse position, I gotta think like, oh wow, well, it can be someone else in a worse position than me. No matter if it's physically, financially, whatever, but just look at what
yo,
the good things are.
it's funny though, because my mind ain't even been in a negative place. That's why it's like, all right, so
Well, that's good. That's my favorite thing. That's
that's
good.
good. Nah,
We don't
so
want it there.
it's just that I don't know. It's just I've been off real stuff is really only I've been off socially,
Hmm.
and it's like I don't know how to gauge like when the day is that I feel like talking. Because I can sit up here, hit you up, and then it'll be like, all right, that's enough. I don't feel like talking.
Do you feel like you're doing too much talking when you do have when you have those social moments? Do you feel like you're just doing too much talking?
Nah, it's only been this week and a half to where I just be like, yeah, I don't feel like talking.
Hmm.
Like I've had a small like week of like, all right, I don't feel like talking.
Hmm.
But like this week it's just been like, all
Like,
right.
like, yeah, if I talk,
Like,
I
yeah,
talk.
I
If I
mean,
don't, I don't. I'm not okay. Well, just like I say, whatever's on your heart and whatever is best for you, because you got to think about self first, self care, self first. And if you don't feel like talking, you don't feel like talking. That's just what it is. But if it's something that you normally do on a normal basis, like say for instance, you talk to somebody every day and you get to a point on a certain day, like, oh, I don't want to talk. I don't feel like talking. Well, you can't leave nobody like, I mean, no, look at me talking, podcast with Kelly Black, but when I'm done talking, I'm done. When I say I'm done talking, it's like I'm done talking. There's no conversation, there's no nothing. But if I feel like, yeah, we can conversate, and sometimes I might not want to hold a whole conversation, so I'll just listen and, because maybe that person have to get something off their mind. But what I'm not gonna do is put on the emotional coat. I'm gonna call it like that. Like say somebody's emotional or
no,
depressed.
I ain't even got the energy to do that. Truth be
Yeah,
told, like,
yeah,
so,
that's draining.
um, which that'd be weird to say, but I don't think it's from that. So, but no, it's not from that because it's been a while since that, I guess.
Hmm.
But that was like taxing as far as energy. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm. Mhm.
listening and talking a person through something.
Mhm.
Um, but then that like I guess that was around the time when I had my short little thing. Like I don't feel like talking.
Yeah.
Um, but I ain't even had none of those moments of like, you know, doing that lately. So it's just like I don't know what this current moment is. Um, I can't think of nothing that I'm like anxious about or looking towards, or like nothing like that, right?
Mhm.
So, mm,
Well, just like I said, well, just first thing I always say, whatever it is, and you can't figure it out, take it to the Lord in prayer. Okay, that always helps. Like I say, I ain't gonna say like I don't have my days, but guess what? Right when you pray, it's something that always changes, and it does for me. I can say for sure, And when you're dealing with self on a daily, some people don't deal with self; they just get themselves busy into other things, so they don't have to worry about themselves. But when you're dealing with self, then that's a whole nother match. And you just gotta balance it. You just gotta. And I always talk about balance because if you off balance, you're never gonna seem like you're going nowhere if you off balance. But if you balance, and it can keep you going day to day. But just don't be so mean. We're not gonna say mean because I'm not saying it like that. But don't be like, if you don't feel like talking, like, hey, what's up? You can keep a conversation short and cute. And if somebody got just like the thing that I heard, you know what I'm saying, I could have put that on and wore that emotion from the time I heard it to now. But with me having faith in God, it's just like I can't. That's I gotta send that to the Lord. I can't wear that. Yes, my heart, I still have feelings, but I'm not gonna take on that I'm not gonna put that worry on myself. And then, like I say, if I see somebody else in strength, like it be so many people that show me their strengths through whatever, through pain, through struggle, through whatever, and I'm just like, wow. That's just a sign to me to where no matter what you're going through, you got to use your strength, look at the brighter side of things, and not so much focus on these small things in life. Cause small things that don't really matter to me. Small things, but when things are just grander than grand, that's why I was just like, oh, okay, well, if that person is going through something serious and they're in good spirits, I have no reason to complain about anything that I got going on in my life, in Keisha Day's life. You get what I'm saying? So, but like you say, and I'm gonna go back to the school part, the support system. It's time for you to build like a real, true, trusting support system. I don't care the age, I don't care the gender, but like I said, you'll be able to balance out things and weave things through because some things are just not meant to go with the total course with you or the total season with you. So you got to realize that too. Beyond helping others, because I know you love helping others, too. But don't take on nobody's don't take on nobody's struggle or battles because the battles are not yours.
nah, it wasn't like taking on nothing. It's just with that, it's just I'm an impatient teacher and or helper because it's
Pray
just
for
like
patience. I'm gonna pray for
yeah,
you for
that's
patience.
all. That's all that situation was. It wasn't like taking on nothing because I already knew what that was. Like,
Hmm.
granted, does it drain my energy? Yeah,
Hmm.
but as
Hmm.
far as like emotionally, nah, it wasn't nothing emotional.
Hmm. It's just basically you telling me it's basically where you were like where you feel like you should put your time into, where you feel like you don't have to put. Yes, you do have options, but
Nah,
just be
it's just
clear. Just
that.
be clear about it. Always be communicately like communicate clearly to let people understand where you're coming from without it
Nah,
just
it's
being.
not. It's nothing. Nothing about outside. It's just that I'm literally. I don't know if I'm like tired of something, tired in general. I don't know. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that I don't feel like being bothered, right? Like I can
Mm-hmm.
be like, oh, all right, I do. Like in my mind, I'd be like, oh, talking to these people today sound cool. And then
Mm-hmm.
when that is started, it's just like I don't even know why I did this. I ain't even got the energy for this.
So that means you need to keep on. You need to keep on. If you want that good feeling, feeling good, stay on that. I mean, it's not like okay, but I guess you can call it ignoring. You can get back to it when you can. But if you feeling good or whatever, that's just like always going to be somebody that try to put how they say it, put a damper in your day or something like that. But it's up to you to allow that, because it's always quick to snap back to where you were. I'm gonna say like I'm saying it so easily because I guess I didn't train myself enough and been
Nah,
experienced enough to just bounce back. But I just don't let things just get to me anymore. And well, mine's is different than yours because I don't really talk to nobody like I keep saying. So I guess that's what's got my space freed up. So I guess that's the difference between me and you. I've dealt with a lot of that stuff. I've dealt with it, and I still deal with it, but I just know where to place them things. Just like just like yesterday, I had people just talking out their head, and I'm like, okay, I don't have to respond, but I'm listening. Yeah, I'm listening, but it's just like sometimes I don't know. It's just dealing with others. It's a lot. It really is. But that's where it falls back to that patience. Because Lord Jesus, I thank you for my patience. I prayed for patience around sometime last year and all through this year. It's been helping me out, son. 'Cause I've always had it, but just dealing with certain people, I'm gonna even call individuals, but just dealing with certain people that I come across or that I am surrounded by, it really helps. You could be talking in your head and feeling your fingers like, but that's patience though.
nah,
It's patience.
nah. You
But
know it's
it has so much though. You know when to call it quits, call it done, call it over, call it whatever. But when your time's up, it's up. That's enough. That's enough patience there, where you place
you
it at.
goofy,
But yeah,
but
other than that, I hope you just figure out what's really having you in that type of mode and it gets better for you before this new week starts. Hopefully, after we get off our pod today, I hope it starts anew for you so you can get that burst of joyful energy back. But just say that quick little prayer. I ain't gonna tell you what to pray for, but just say pray for whatever you've been feeling and see how it do from there.
hmm
Seriously.
you
That's
got
all I can.
anything else you would like to talk about?
Well, no, I just know that everything is gonna be all right, and we made it through another couple of weeks, and praying more to come,
Hmm
and hopefully next soapbox social, we'll have some good topics to talk about. As meaning, you know, whatever good comes our way, we're gonna speak of the goodness, okay? And
hmm
yeah, I have fun on this pod. I missed you. I missed
So
you, Chef Boy.
so you must have forgot the word because I'm surprised you ain't go. Well, that's morbid.
Now that was
That's
good. I
yeah
said it
yeah
one
okay.
time. That's
Uh
gonna be
huh.
my motto. That's good. But yeah, so
Uh-huh.
I
But
don't have
you want to
anything
close?
else to say.
You want to close it out then?
Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed on today's Soapbox Social, and we're gonna be back maybe in 2 weeks.
Next week.
So y'all come back and join us, Chef Boy Basquiat and P. Sherry Day on the next one.
All right.